guys, and welcome to Ask Babs number 5. I usually try to upload these videos like around the 15th of the month, but I'm a little bit late this month because I was sick. I had some type of a bug and it really affected my sight and my vision, and the bright lights that I used to create the show, definitely was going to cause some damage if I had turned on the lights on the camera. Take a look right now at the lights that I use here at the show. And these are just a few of them. When it's gray outside, I turn on even more because then a lot of light doesn't get into my kitchen and the rest of my house. I don't know why, it's just kind of dark all the time, so I turn on these big daylight bulbs and I get it done. So I'm so glad to be back, so glad to be healthy. I know that it's a bug because a lot of people around me have been complaining about the same symptoms, a few days into my ordeal. So I'm glad to be back. So let's start. First of all, oh, by the way, there were only a few questions on the Ask Babs for this month, but there were a lot of beautiful comments. So I've decided that I'm going to comment on your comments, and I'm going to read them, of course, and then the couple of questions I'm going to answer. So how I'm starting off here is with the last comment first, because that's just the way the computer scrolls, right? So we're going to start with Ebony Anderson, and she says, "Hi, thank you for your great posts. I love your Belizean recipes. Do you have a recipe for panades? Also, I'd love to see a recipe for stewed chicken and rice and beans. Please, if you have these pictures to share, recipes to share, I'd greatly appreciate it." Ebony, I have all these videos at the site already, and I already wrote back and told you that. But I want to pause right now, if you guys would just bear with me a moment, to just teach Ebony and anybody else who doesn't know how to use YouTube how it's done. Because my dad told me that using YouTube is kind of difficult. It's not as easy as we think, because when somebody does a search and they find one of my videos, they click on the link and it takes them to the video, but they don't necessarily know that there's a whole channel there with over 290 videos. And so basically they're kind of lost and not knowing how to find themselves around YouTube. So if you guys would bear with me, I'm going to pause right now and I'm going to turn the camera on the laptop screen, and I'm going to show Ebony and anybody else who doesn't know how to use YouTube how to navigate around the site, okay? Take a look right now. Alright guys, so what I've done here is I've just gone to youtube.com. Not my site, but youtube.com. And I believe most people find me by looking up something Belizean. So I'll type in the name Belizean, like Creole bread. People find me by meat pie, they find me by tamal pie, stuff like that. So I'll put Belizean Creole bread. And what it does is it brings a long list of anything with the word Belizean. It just happened to be all mine because my show kind of dominates, anything that's Belizean. So this has the Belizean Creole bread right here. You see this link? If I click on that, it'll take me to the actual video, and you can watch it there, and then you may not know that I have a show, like a full show. What you want to do is go to this link that's called The Bear Pantry Show, which is the name of my show. It'll take you to my landing page. Sometime today, computer. Yeah, it'll take me to my landing page, and you'll know it's me because you'll see this banner. Of course, if you're not a subscriber yet, it's going to ask you to subscribe. This video is going to play. It's about a minute long. It's going to tell you all the fun things we've been having here. Then I have all these videos here, and of course, it's recent uploads, popular uploads, and the different playlists that I have. So that is a lot of work for you to find a specific recipe, like the young lady who asked me for panades. So what you want to do is go here to this magnifying glass and click on it and type in the word panades because that's what you're looking for, P-A-N-A-D-E-S. And then you click on the little magnifying glass here, and basically it'll take you to the list with anything Belizean in the name, and it says Belizean fish panades. That's when you would click on that actual link to go to the video itself to watch that video, and it'll play. And if you notice the older videos, because I started 2 years ago, they're dark and the sound's not all that great and the kitchen doesn't look all that happy, that old stove. But I haven't taken them down because look, it has a lot of views, 9,000 views. It gets the job done. And in the future, we'll redo panades and we'll teach you beans panades and stuff like that. But for right now, this works, so this is how you can find it. And for stewed chicken, you do the same thing. You go back to my name of my show, The Bear Pantry Show, so all the videos will come up again. Come on, sometime today. My computer is slow. I need to take some programs and stuff out of it. You go to the little magnifying glass again, and the other one she asked for was stewed chicken. Type in with one finger. Too much stuff behind me right now. And you can either hit enter or the magnifying glass. It comes up with stewed chicken. You hit that for the video itself. And again, it'll take you to the stewed chicken video. So this is how you search, and I'm sorry that I took it for granted that a lot of people know how to work YouTube, because it did take me a long time to learn it myself. And my dad was the one, like I said, that said, it's hard to find this stuff. I know because you've taught me, but you better teach the people. So thank you guys so much for wanting to see more, and I'm going to put more as I learn them, okay? Okay, so I hope that helps you guys, and I hope you guys spread the word for me with the show so more people can come and view the videos, all right? The next comment comes from Duck Duck Gander, and she says, I love your show. I respect you even more for saying you nursed your children for 2 years. It helps new moms realize how normal it is. My daughter is 2.5 and still nursing, and I love it when my Dominican grandma tells me how my own mom nursed until 3. I guess her mom nursed her till she was 3. And then she says, love you. Love you back, Duck Duck Gander. And yes, I'm so glad I nursed my 3 kids, and I did nurse them for 2 years apiece. And I did have support from my Aunt Kathy. Aunt Kathy is Uncle Leslie's wife. Uncle Les, you guys hear me talk about him at the show all the time. My mom's brother that died in 2002, way too young at age 47 from lung and brain cancer. He's Megan's dad and Giselle's granddad. Giselle is a pretty little girl that you guys see in the opening, some of the openings of my video, and she says, you're watching the Bear Pantry Show. And his wife Kathy was the leader of La Leche League, and she really played a part in helping me to stay focused on nursing the kids and not, you know, breast is best or something back those days they were saying, and I'm glad I did. I don't judge anybody else who doesn't do it, but I'm certainly glad I did. So thank your Dominican grandma for the support, okay? Leila Shaloub says, I would love to hear Joe's side of the story. Oh, this is another lady, Linda Brown, I think, had asked in the last Ask Babs, how did Joe and I meet? And I told the truth. I told the story because Joe's 9 years older than me, and I met him a month before I turned 18. And Joe always tells this far-fetched story. You know, Joe's the life of the party everywhere we go. You guys see Joe, you know, he looks quiet on camera. He doesn't talk too much. But when he goes out, he's really the life of the party. I'm the one, believe it or not, that stays quiet at a party, and I just observe, and I love observing, and I laugh and, you know, have fun just sitting there watching people. And Joe likes to be dancing and having the lampshade on his head and all this stuff. So basically the story Joe will tell you guys will be far-fetched. So we'll see if I can get him in on this video today. If I can't, I'll get him in on the other one, let you guys have fun with him so he can spin his yarn, okay? Natasha Flower says, Miss Barbara, first I would like to say I love your channels and all the info you're always giving, and you're such a nice and free spirit and a lovable person. There's more, but I want to stop right there. I do have 3 channels, and the reason that I did that is because I channelized, I guess that's the word that YouTube uses. Because when you come to the cooking show, I just want you to find primarily cooking. When you go to the review channel, I want you to find review, and then when you go to the vlog, you can find just any random thing that's going on in my life. So I'm so glad to have her as a viewer to all 3 channels. And of course, this channel is doing the best, you know, with over 6,500 subscribers and a lot of views and stuff. The other one does pretty good on views, the review. I don't have a lot of subscribers there. I'm still beneath 1,000, but I have a lot of views there because people love to watch the reviews on the bullet stuff that I do. You know, those videos do really, really well at that site, so I'm glad I made that site. And then the vlog for me is just fun. It's just for me to share more of myself with you guys. Then she says, I always watch your channels because I love the journey you and your family is on. You are someone I would love to meet. I would love to meet you guys too. I'm here in Southern California. If you're in town, call me. I'll meet you somewhere, okay? And she says, she was asking about Jada, if Jada could do a channel with more videos on her recipes, or even how she does her makeup and her hair. Jada does have a channel. It's called Jada So Vintage. I'll put a link so you guys can go there. I don't think she'll ever put cooking there because she doesn't want to like muck it up with what she's doing, because she wants to do makeup tutorials, her hair tutorial, and also her music. And she has her first song copyrighted already. She has written like 11 songs, and she's recording them one by one, and after she records them, I go ahead and copyright them, and then she's making music videos to go with them. And then when those videos hit the airways, I'm going to tell you guys so you can help her, you know, get it out there, okay? But she'll do more stuff. It's just that she's getting ready to graduate in May, so she's like bogged down at the high school with different things that they're doing for graduation and stuff. But it'll get calm in a little while for her, and I'll force her. I'll crack the whip so she can put more stuff out. Thank you so much for asking, Natashi. I'm sorry, I think you said your name wrong. In the beginning I said Natasha, but it's Natashi Flowers. Christina Leperdieu, I really love your show and the advice you gave. Listening to your stories and advice made my day today. Christina, darling, thank you so much. I don't know what advice I gave that day, but I do try to learn a lot as we go along. If you would ask me what I do for a living, I'd say I'm a learner. I'm a student. I'm always trying to learn new things. And I'm totally teachable, and I love sharing information. That's why it's the perfect thing for me to have this show. So it's a blessing to have you in my life, you know, Christiana. Linda Brown, this is the lady who asked how Joe and I met, and she was saying that Joe was so lucky because he got an unspoiled girl, but even so, I had the courage and confidence to call him, and she said that I was brave. Yes, I did call Joe after he came to my house with my aunt to pick up something. I did call him, but he was so sweet. He was easy to talk with. It wasn't anything about romance and boyfriend, girlfriend. It was just friends. You know, at first just talking about everyday stuff. He loved country music. Well, he still loves country music. I loved country music at the time. I don't like country music anymore because, I don't know, it's not as good as in the olden days. Oh, listen to me, the olden days of the 70s and the 80s. But I love any other thing that Jada plays, actually, Amy Winehouse, that type of stuff. But Joe loved country music. And basically that's all we talked about because I was in singing lessons at the time. And Lise910 says, oh, I love the story of how you and Mr. Joe met. So sweet. Thank you, Lise. Everybody loves that story. Fitanj, this is Angie from Australia. Hi, Angie. Happy birthday to Maddie. I know the birthday already passed, and we said happy birthday on Facebook, but I want to say it here on YouTube. And Angie was just thanking me for my sincerity and my honesty, and she was saying how happy she was that I used the poster that she made for me. She made this beautiful poster about my show, and I will use it like in a future cookbook cover or something like that. And she was telling how gorgeous we looked when we were younger. Yeah, for sure, because I think some of the videos I showed, I was like 18, 19, 20, but, you know, between that age, and Joe was like in his late 20s. And basically we did look good back in them days because I had fatter cheeks. I don't know where my cheeks went to. Come on back. And Joe was buff and all that stuff. But you know what? We're working on ourselves. Thank you, Angie. And To Beautiful B says, thank you for sharing. And the last one, it's real quick, guys. Eddie Jan says, Dear Babs, your show is so interesting, not only for the unusual to me recipes, but also for your wonderful philosophy of life and good advice on so many subjects. You're a wonderful young woman and have a wonderful family also, and I'm glad to have found your channel to sit down and enjoy good talk, especially at night after I've worked so hard cooking and cleaning up. I can just relax and enjoy your show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eddie Jan. I wish I knew your real name. I wish I knew if you were a boy or a girl. I'm kind of thinking you're a girl, but I don't want to make assumptions because men do work hard in the house too, cooking and cleaning, because Joe does. Like when I was sick, and I was sick for 8 days, and it was dizzy spells, so I could hardly stand, and it was blurred vision, so I couldn't see, and Joe had to go to the shop and print those bottles all by himself with Josh, and then do all the paperwork and everything, and then still come home and cook and feed the rest of us because you know, that's just how he is. Joe, if you're sick, you would want Joe to take care of you because he really knows how to take care of you when you're sick. He really knows how to pitch in and get in the kitchen, and he doesn't annoy anybody to come over and cook and bring casseroles and all that stuff. He's like, no, I got this. I got this. And so, like when Mommy was sick with the cancer, you know, Joe was right there. He took me for every trip that I needed to make down to LA to go help my mom, and if he would leave me there for 8 hours and come back and get me later, and he was so cool. So that's the person you want around you. So I'm glad that this person found me, and I'm glad that she enjoys watching the show because that means that I'm achieving what I want to achieve with this show. I didn't want it to be a tutorial. I watch a lot of YouTube cooking shows, and to me they're tutorials because they just kind of condense it down to 3.5 minutes long, and they edit it real tight, and then they sit there and voice over what they're doing, and you don't see them. They don't interact like the way I interact with you guys. And I like those to a degree, but I really prefer the other ones where I can see them. Even if the lighting is dark and the camera is horrible, I don't care as long as I can see them, and I like to look around their house to see, you know, what's going on in the kitchen. Like for right now, you guys can see I'm cooking right here, making some rice and beans today for dinner. And Joe already made the stew chicken this morning, and then I'm going to go do some potato salad and make a garden salad. And so there's other activity going on here in the kitchen, and I like to peek around, you know, when people are doing their shows and see I like watching a curtain blow in the wind, you know, in the back behind them, and I love doing that type of stuff. So that's why I wanted to create the show where it was actually a show and not a tutorial, where I can interact with you guys and you can interact with me. And I answer all my own comments at this time. Jada sometimes wants to answer, but Jada gets real vicious when the people get mean, and I just kind of fluff it off and move on, you know. And I have a friend that says in the future when it gets too hectic for me, she'll answer some of my comments. But I like answering my comments, and so far I'm going to be doing that. And what I'm going to do, I have 2 videos that's going to go up this week, and one's going to be on something special that Joe does with the fried jacks, and he did that video for me. I just kind of narrated before, in between, after, and he actually did all the cooking. And then Jada did one with ice cream sandwiches that's going to go up. And then on the weekend coming up, which is the first weekend in March, I'm going to be back in the kitchen full force. And you know, I want to rest my eyes some more, and I'll be back in the kitchen full force, and we'll start doing some fun things again. But for right now, I just wanted to get this Ask Babs out, and thank you guys so much for commenting. And anything that you guys want to see, let me know, and share the show for me. I really ask you that all the time, because I love, you know, putting myself out there and having you guys give me such great feedback, like these comments that you did. And for the next Ask Babs, don't forget to ask questions. You know, if I can't answer it because it involved the kids or something, I'll let you know. And you know, our life, you know, is kind of boring, I think. But anyways, if you want to ask about the food, recipes, about me, about mom and dad, about Joe and the kids, whatever you want to ask, and I'll let you guys know, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and until I see you guys again, take care of yourself. Take a look, guys. I've had this refrigerator since 2002. It works really, really well, but I'm changing it out right now. We're going to get a black one. And the next time I record something, you're going to see my new fridge. I didn't want to get this stainless steel one because like when the light is on, it'll reflect off of it and it'll bug the camera. So I have to choose wisely when I'm picking things for the household, because this is also my set. So back here in the laundry room, we have this black one. It's still in good condition, but it's from the late 1990s. We bought it brand new, and I'm going to donate this to someone in Belize, and we're going to put the white one back here. And we've already replaced the washer and dryer. And now we replaced this water heater this week because this was, the old one had gone out and it was leaking and causing a lot of problems. So Joe replaced this. I'm so glad to have Joe. He's such a handyman. And so basically I'm showing you guys because when I record again, you're going to see a brand new refrigerator. Please check out my review channel right here on YouTube. It's called Bear Pantry Talk. Also check out my vlog channel. It's called Babs Bear Talk.